Here we go! Say too much. It is Staci, Hutch, Alex. So we are here. We're doing a Facebook Live version of this. I should turn the TV off behind you, huh? The Pope is talking.
What's happening with the Pope?
He's just talking about something. I got TJ behind me. I'll turn this one off, too. But yeah, we got Say Too Much going on right now. And very special edition. Ben Mezzenga is going to join us as we talk about Love is Blind and the process behind it and all that. Ben is joining us. Hey, Ben, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Pull that mic a little bit closer.
Yeah, stick that in your face.
Thank you for having me.
Now, it was just released. We were talking, 2 a.m. our time, Love is Blind?
Yeah. Yep, 2 a.m.
We also want to say, if you guys have comments or questions, you can put those in the comments box as we are on Facebook Live. I got through the first episode only, barely even the first episode. Yeah. You got through an episode and a half about Stace?
Yeah, just about. Yeah. Then I realized, I got to go to work.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where the first couple episodes are setting it up. First off, Stacy's right. A lot of this is your first time watching Love is Blind?
Well, we watched when it first came out a few years back, and we were like, this show is interesting.
Yeah.
And then I kind of fell off for a while, and then the Minneapolis version, and we're like, well, we got to get back on board.
I have watched almost every season of this show because it is an interesting concept of trying to find love without seeing someone in their physical attraction first.
Right.
So first off, let's explain, how did you get on the show? What was the process like?
So it was kind of funny.
Let's first explain what the show is, in case people who are watching or hearing us.
Oh, sorry, I thought I just did.
You
find love without seeing each other.
Well, yeah, a little more into that is there's a group of men, a group of women, and they meet each other in what they call pods. They are rooms where you can't see one another, but you can hear one another, and you just get to know each other by talking. Your dates are just talking in these rooms, and you just don't see one another. And then eventually you'll choose someone, and then you guys... The point is to get married at the end, or hopefully get married at the end. And then that's it. That's happily ever after.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, Alex. I'm trying to mess with cameras here. I look like a ghost. I look like a complete ghost over here. But yeah, so I mean, the show is super interesting. There's, dating shows, they're dime a dozen, it seems like. But this one is super interesting to kind of see what not see what someone looks like before you get to them. Yeah. So how did you get on the show? What was the process for you like?
Yeah. So it was kind of funny. A lot of the cast members and we've talked about our experiences getting kind of reached out to, and we were like, is this one big scam? And then sure enough, we get on a plane to LA and we all look at each other. We're like, well, either this is the most, complex, human trafficking thing, or it's actually real. And so it was pretty much them just doing their research and reaching out for me, it was via Instagram. Reached out a few times. I wasn't necessarily sure if I believed it was real or just didn't know what to think. And then I actually was like, okay, let's just see what this is all about. And I responded to one of the DMs and got an interview, and then the rest was history.
So that wasn't even, I assume you applied for it. So they literally just found you somehow on social media.
So they had reached out to me like via Instagram, like through a few different like casting people. Never replied. They even so my little brother played baseball for the University of Minnesota like I did. The head coach of the baseball team got reached out to. They were like, is there anyone that, you could see being a part, like being a good fit for this that, used to play for you? And he was like, hey, Ike, my little brother's name is Ike. He's like, do you think your brother would be interested in this? And so it came up at family dinner one time. I'm like, they're really trying to make, find people for this. So I don't know if they just didn't have enough guys to apply, or they were just doing their due diligence and, wanted the right people. So,
Credit to your baseball coach for not just I'm a baseball coach. Sit and swivel on it, dude.
Credit to him. How old are you?
28.
28. All right. When you got reached out to and you're like, this is a process of dating someone, finding love, and getting married, were you in the headspace that you wanted that at this point? Because, I mean, we can talk about the TikTok stuff. We can talk about your dating past, and everything has been thrown out there, especially your personal life. For a while there, from what I understand in your story of not even knowing you and seeing what I've seen on TikTok or any posts or whatever, was for a while there, college, especially after college, you just wanted to date. You weren't looking for anything serious at all. And you made it very aware, I assume, to the women you went out with that, look, I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm just looking to have fun. How did that go from that, if I'm correct in that, to, yeah, I'll go on a show and get married? How was that process?
Yeah, honestly, I was trying to figure it out, like from college to, honestly, a few years ago, I was like communicating to the women that I was talking to, like, hey, this is something where I either see future or I don't see future, but yet still like just wanting to date and enjoying their company. But it's like, this isn't going to go anywhere. So very open and honest communication.
You did say to women, hey,
I will say there's probably a few that I didn't necessarily. Yeah. And I mean, we all sometimes do things that we're not proud of. And that's kind of, sometimes wasn't the most communicative all the time, but for the most part, I was very open and honest. And then when the show came around, I actually had just gotten out of a relationship, and I really was in a headspace where I got over my girlfriend at the time, and then kind of was out and about and didn't really want that anymore. I'm like, I want to get back into a relationship, and hopefully it's the one, because the relationship I got out of was like the first time I would say like I really fell in love. And so I wanted that again.
Did she break up with you? Did you break up mutual? What was the...
It was pretty mutual, I would say. It was something where we just didn't want the same things, and we both saw it going in a direction where there was a lot of feelings, but it wasn't going to work. So we were like, let's cut this off right now and not, waste either of our times anymore. And so then, got out of that, and then was single for a while. And I was like, I don't really like being single. Like, I kind of want to get back into a relationship like that, but I want it to be the one. So I'm going to be picky. I'm going to be choosy. And sure enough, then the show came around, and I was like, this is kind of perfect timing.
Wow. Were you nervous about it?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it was nice, because I knew like I could just be myself. Like, I didn't have to worry about, acting a certain way or this or that. I was just nervous about the whole, publicity thing.
Sure.
Everything's going to be out there. I wish it was something where it's a great concept, and it's the one show where I'm like, this is such a wholesome concept, as finding love without seeing them. But yet it's still a business. It's still a reality TV show.
Right.
So they're causing drama and such.
They can edit things to look however they want, because it is TV.
It is TV.
Are you nervous about seeing? I know you've only seen maybe one episode of yourself. So that one episode, did everything happen the way that it did?
So that's kind of what I'm excited about, is because I've made such good friends on this cast that it's exciting to see their love stories. Like, I know kind of the gist being around them of what happens, but I don't know their conversations. I don't hear what they say. I don't, see their dates or anything. So I'm like watching, just like all of you guys, like, what happens?
That's
like,
cool.
This is some of my best friends that I've made.
It would be so weird to hear stories from your friends about what's going on in their life or relationship, and then later on you get to watch a documentary basically about everything they had already told you. I'm curious, and I'm going to trust you to not spoil it, because I might be getting a little bit close to asking a question like that. But you said your mindset had changed into wanting something more serious. The show comes along, it's perfect. But the show is such a unique thing in itself, to where I guess my question is, do you go in there and feel a pressure to find someone? Like, you're more motivated to maybe like the attributes or find somebody, because that's the idea of the show, is to find someone. So do you put a pressure on yourself to, I need to choose someone in here? And does that add to...
I didn't feel pressure. Honestly, it was the opposite. I felt pressure to kind of not find someone, because it's such a crazy experience that, like, what are the odds that I'll actually find one of the 16 girls are going to be, the person I'm meant to spend life with. And so I was honestly like kind of checking boxes in my head, like, okay, this one doesn't work. Obviously, like, the odds are super low. So I was like, and also the attention goes away if you don't end up getting engaged.
Well, that's my question, is you're obviously you are a content creator, which we all know in this room is super hard to do, to get followers, to do all of that. Knowing in your head, if this is a business thing in your head and love thing, because it could be both for a lot of people. We look at Bachelorette, we look at all the shows. People do get followers. People do get careers outside of this. If you don't get engaged on this show, you're not moving on. You're not going to Honduras. You're not getting married. You're not having any more episodes in this show. Is there anything inside of you that goes, this is a good opportunity for me and my career? At the same time, as you say, you're trying to find love. How are you balancing those two things? And are you thinking about, obviously, where your career could go because of this show?
Yeah, honestly, it was one of those things where I was very happy in my life and had a great job or have a great job, and all the things in my life were working out for me, where I'm like, I don't feel pressure to make the most of the opportunity, because worst case scenario, I leave, come back, my life's the same way as it was before. And that was fine by me. So really, it was all about the experience, all about finding love, and just the kind of opportunities that come from that are just more or less, I say bonus like it's a good thing, but they're not always good, as we've seen.
Yeah.
Um,
Because you said in a TikTok, am I the villain?
Yeah.
Am I the villain? Like, do you think, because no one has really seen anything, do you think as we watch it that you will be portrayed as a villain?
You know,
what was the point of that TikTok, I guess?
Yeah, it was just to kind of stir up some attention to the season. I was just wanting to lean into, what was being said, being like, hey, you should watch this, because I think I say everything that I feel on camera. And so I'm sure they'll show it in the coming episodes. And so I kind of just wanted to make attention to it, be like, hey, you'll see kind of how everything goes on camera. And then once all the episodes are out, then I'll, say what I need to or comment.
I hope you're prepared for public scrutiny, because people are brutal.
Oh, yeah. No, that's signing up for this. I knew that was going to be a thing.
Okay, this little show is not national level. And we get it a lot. We get
for
horrible
things we
comments.
haven't even said.
Yeah.
We didn't say that.
Yeah.
And so, if you need us to, come over and hold you,
yeah,
we will.
Yeah, please. Yeah, thank you.
Staci,
hold you.
I mean,
we're all going to tenderly embrace you just,
perfect.
just for comfort.
A little kumbaya.
Can we address the thing that we said this on this show, and I was just like, Ben, I don't know why you're doing this. It's a question I have to ask you. Do you leave your YouTube creator content card on the nightstands of women after you sleep with them?
Whoa, what is this? What is this?
Do you want to tell the story, or do you?
I mean, it's so, honestly, it was one of those things that I was laughing. I'm like you said, public scrutiny is going to hit me, and so the craziest things will come out. I was like, man, I'm honestly just like flattered someone kept that card for 6 years, because it was 6 years ago.
Okay.
That I made these, and yes, I was trying to be, YouTube creator, content creator. I was making videos. Videography was kind of where I wanted to go before I got my current job and such. And so, yes, I did make business cards. I did not leave them on nightstands of girls I slept with.
Okay.
That was not, I can say that for sure.
Do you have any of those cards on you?
No,
Can
it
you
was so
sign
long ago
one
there.
for us?
I was going to say,
want one.
the amount of people that have
hilarious.
asked me for them now, I'm like,
You have to make them now.
Yeah,
I know.
now you
It's-
gotta-
yeah, they're like, why does this look like a Target like branded?
I'm picturing, after some very nice foreplay, leaning in and whispering, subscribe.
Please like and subscribe.
So you're saying that was a long time ago. It was something that you did, obviously.
Innocently.
You don't do it now as a 28-year-old
leaving on a
man.
nightstand with girls was not a thing.
Okay.
But yes, the business cards were. And that was just something where, being a content creator, I'm like, where could this go wrong? Right. I'm just going to, because there were so many people that I was like telling, like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. Like, I'm making videos because I made them in public a lot. So a lot of people ask, like, what is this for? And so the amount of times I had to stop and like
explain
and then have them find me, because my last name is not the easiest to spell either. It was kind of nice to be like, here, this is where you can find the video.
That's funny.
Going to a Facebook comment here on the screen from Katie. Did your type change because of this experience?
Yes, actually. I would say I, fell in love with, the whole experience and everything that, came with it. But I definitely learned a lot about myself through the whole thing, to the point where I think I've really narrowed in a little bit more from what I've been looking for.
When it comes to dating on a national TV show, or not even national, worldwide, is there something that you probably regret doing or saying, or feel like it's going to get edited into a way that you didn't mean?
I'm sure there will be. Obviously they have a lot of hours of footage on us, and I don't know how they're going to edit any of the stuff specifically, nor do I really remember everything I said. So I'll just kind of let it happen and then make comments as it need.
Daisy, I love behind the scenes stuff. All the BTS stuff, we just have to get involved with. What were your days like? From waking up to going to bed? How long did you sleep? When did you eat? If you ate, was it really hours and hours and hours of just talking?
If I could add to that, also, how long are you mic'd up?
Yeah. So first off, want to say I know Love Is Blind has gotten a lot of
a lot of flack for how they treat their.
They treat us great. Like, other than it being a reality TV show where they have cameras on us all the time, which we signed up for, so it's really not their fault. They treated us great. Like, they always had food for us, and every time we finished, they're like, "Are you guys still hungry? Do you need anything?" And they made it clear every day. They're like, "If you have an issue and you don't say anything, we're not gonna know. Like, we can't read minds, so make sure to tell us." Never forced alcohol on us, even though they made it very readily available. So that was nice. But the sleeping situation too. So we actually stayed in hotels. So a lot of people think that
You stay on the set.
A lot of people think that, but they actually bus us every morning to the studio where the lounge is and the pods are. And then at night, when we're done, they bus us back to the hotel and we sleep there. So
what did you do
nice.
after? How long were you shooting the show during the day?
So during the day, it was like 16, 17 hours.
I mean,
my
God. So you had no time to do other stuff. It was just shoot the show, go to sleep.
Exactly. And it was nice because we didn't have our phones on us. We didn't have anything. So we're like, how are we going to entertain ourselves? But
you don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. So
do you guys get paid for your time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It was, nothing crazy.
You're right.
Just
probably standard union dues or whatever.
Yeah. Something that probably is like legally they have to. I don't know.
And are you on dates that whole time, or how much time is the pods talking back and forth to actually hanging out just with the guys?
Yeah, so it depends on the people that you connect with. So you make like a list after a certain amount of day, or like after day 1, you make a list of your favorite dates, and then after day 2, you narrow that list down. Day 3, narrow it down more. And then as you're narrowing it down, dates get longer. So I think it got down to like 3. Like the last day was like 3 time slots of dates that were, I think, 2-3 hours. And you didn't, obviously, if you're talking to 2 girls, you had a slot in there without anything, and that's when you're in the lounge. And the same thing happens when you're talking to like 8 women, or you're, have 8 dates in a day. There'll be 12, 13 slots. And so you're on 8 dates, but then there's slots in there that you're not on dates. So you're in the lounge and they're getting footage of, how we're talking about things and such. So
how many episodes are you in currently as we are doing this live and posting this? How many episodes have you watched?
1.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm there with you. Stacy's there with you. I don't know if you have a friendship with him, but I just want to say my first impression of Dave is what a douche.
Yeah.
What a complete jerk. And I said this to Stacy when she came in. I get he's trying to joke with these women, but it comes off as very negging. It comes off as very just rude to the women. How they're portraying him on this first episode is not good, or how he's portraying himself. I don't know, because
he has a really super dry sense of humor, and if you don't know him yet, you don't get him, and that's not good.
I don't think, even like for me personally, like I see what you're saying, because we've all had people that don't get our jokes,
right?
But I feel like treating someone horribly is not. That comment that he made to Lauren about you're 30 and you must be unattractive. Like, I mean, that's your first impression.
I didn't like him either. And then I figured him out, and I'm like, oh, he's funny.
I was going to say he's one of those guys. So first of all, like, love him. Like, we had the Go for Baseball connection. Me and him kind of hit it off right away. Super nice guy. To your point, Stacy, he's, you have to kind of get to know him and then get the humor and such.
I get it.
I think is going to have a great, like, kind of coming into everyone based on the trailer was like, this guy's a douche, and then moves on to like everyone's going to end up loving him, because that's my prediction, because he's so authentically himself that I think it can get construed as not having a filter is edited as, being a jerk, but everyone's going to see it stays so consistent, and he's just himself, and he's going to stay himself and vulnerable. That I was, 1, so proud of him because he was able to really lean into the experience and being vulnerable. And 2, I think you can't edit that out. You can't edit someone being sincere like he was throughout the experience. So I think, yeah, a lot of people might see him as being a jerk right away, but I think as they keep watching, they'll find that, you know,
I think I
open
read
your
him
heart to
right.
Dave.
Yeah, I think he was the one in the trailer. Correct me if I'm wrong. We can say this because the trailer's been out for a while.
Yeah.
Was he the one in the bed and he's looking at whoever he was engaged to and said, I don't know the exact words, but he said, we haven't even had sex yet and we haven't gotten married and we're supposed to get married.
I don't remember
remember.
catching that one.
Okay.
but-
That was right as the show started. It was the first
Oh,
episode, I think, a
yeah.
little trailer of what's to come.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he's like, so and so
words.
says they've already slept together. And then we cut to the scene. I think it's Dave. And
I
he's
know.
like, well, we're supposed to get married and we haven't even
all
slept
these men
together.
look the same to me.
It
All
sounds
these
like
Midwestern men.
I mean,
why won't you sleep with me? Is that what it kind of?
it kind of came across that way. And I'm like, well, from the time you can talk about this because you know when filming was in the schedule, from the time that the engagement honeymoons were to the pods, how many weeks is that? From the time you literally meet people to you get engaged and go off to Honduras?
I don't remember
weeks?
exactly. I think it was like 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably around
How did your employer take this when you say, I'm going to leave?
there.
Yeah.
You know, did you have to quit your job? Did you have to?
No, so my company's great. They are like, you have this PTO and you use it however you want. And so I was like, I'm going to use it all right now.
Are you nervous that however you get portrayed, you might get fired?
No.
Okay.
No, it's something where, yeah, my company's great. They're, very nice and honestly big fans of everything that's going on. It was one of those things where I couldn't tell them because, signed an NDA, but they all more or less knew.
What do you do for a living? What's your occupation?
So I'm a real estate developer.
Okay.
So yeah, it's funny enough, I actually left my job at the beginning of this year. So the job I had while we were filming is no longer my job. So I talk about the company that I had while filming was happening,
Mhm.
and they were great and everything, but decided to, take my own, path into real estate development like my dad has done. And so me and him started doing it full time. And it was something where I just was, kind of done with being corporate,
Yeah.
the corporate world. But my company was great about it all.
Alex and I, Staci luckily has never been fell to this, but Alex and I have been posted on, are we dating the same girl? We, and,
I'm aware.
and
Not aware of you guys being
okay, I was
posted.
going to say, how did you know? You're not supposed to know.
No.
The
I'm just
world,
aware
yeah.
it exists.
And I'm sure, I don't know if, have you been posted on that?
Mhm.
Okay.
So that was kind of the confidence that I got going on the show, is like, because every time I've been posted on it, it's been pretty good comments. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Was it?
Like,
Was it?
yeah.
I don't have that. Alex and I don't have that experience.
Well,
Mine was
it's,
weird.
I don't get me wrong. There's, again, like I've said before, like, didn't always treat women the best way in my entire life. Like there's sometimes where I wish I said things or did things differently.
Mhm.
But every time I was posted on that, it was pretty good feedback. So
Okay.
anyway,
But when you feel like you're posted on a site like that and someone is saying something that isn't even true, and again, him and I have been through this where it's just like, that's not how that went.
Mhm.
They had their experience, which if that's how you felt during that experience, I'm sorry
Mhm.
that that's how you feel. I had my experience, but do you fall into a category of, wait, that really is not how it happened. That is not even
Mhm.
close to what even happened. And how do you deal with comments and posts like that, especially knowing that it's probably going to get worse?
yeah. Honestly, it's something where I just kind of, I don't even really entertain it a lot, because a lot of stuff comes from people I don't even know or remember. And so it's something that I am confident enough in the support system I have with my friends and family that, one, I don't even really look at comments. I let them come and go. And if, there's any big enough deal, I'll get them sent to me from friends. But for the most part, my friends and the people that know me are confident in, who I am as a person and, where I'm at today. And they love me for who I am. And that's kind of the support system I hold on to. So that's kind of kept me in a good headspace.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a good close group around you, like I care what Staci thinks of me. I care what Alex thinks of me. I adore and respect what my fiance
Mhm.
thinks of me. It is hard sometimes to have people that you've met on one date or two dates or whatever and start judging you based on the 3 hours of two dates.
Yeah.
Really did. And so it's crazy because of what has been happening so far, even before the show has even started
Mhm.
with you
Yep.
in particular, because I haven't met anyone else yet. Does it seem crazy? Does it seem that this much attention is being placed on you? Does it seem weird?
Yeah, it's something where I'm just a little bit upset that it came out while we were filming, because the part of, the filming process is being able to be yourself in a normal day-to-day life. And when we were filming and everything got leaked, it was anything but normal. And so we were kind of thrown into this whole, whirlwind of an experience, trying to make it as normal, to find out if, we are the right people for each other. And the fact that all this stuff kind of got leaked and went crazy really kind of prevented that. So, yeah, to say it's crazy is, probably a good adjective.
Accurate, yeah.
What happens now as the episodes get released? Did you guys film the reunion yet, or is
Not yet? No.
Okay.
Yep. So that's a reaction to.
That's
the
interesting, because I feel like the reunion's already filmed by the time everything's released, because it does get released very quickly. The reunion a couple weeks after all the episodes are done. So you still have plenty to do and plenty to talk about before the reunion even gets filmed.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's the reunion happens, and then we react to the episodes. And the only bummer is that, we can react to the public's opinion of the first, few episodes, but not all the episodes will be out when we film it.
Okay.
So they'll give us, a head look at the episodes so that we can react to those, but we won't know the public's opinion. So there won't be a lot of questions, about people saying stuff and whatever comes out in the last episodes. But for the most part, it's going to be nice to just be able to just kind of wrap everything up.
Did you get to take anything from the set? Did you take your goblets? Did you get to take?
It was one of those ask for forgiveness, not permission things.
Okay.
Right? I took a goblet and put it in my backpack, and I was like, if they stop me, then I'll ask for forgiveness. But no one stopped me. So.
Prop master's doing inventory.
What,
Yeah.
you gotta reuse them? Like this?
Well, I don't know. Put them in the dishwasher.
It's 12s. This is the one Ben used. No, it's a cup.
Yeah,
Let him take a cup.
Oh my gosh, I heard there was the funniest thing was when we were filming and everything was going crazy. Obviously, you could tell when they were filming because of the goblets that they had at just any random restaurant in Minneapolis. I saw like a comment or something where it's like, me and my boyfriend, we bought these goblets. You can buy them on Amazon, and we're just gonna go out to dinner sometime and just bring them out, and so that people think we're filming around the show.
That's brilliant.
And I'm like, I would totally do that if I wasn't on the show.
Do you cry?
Do I cry?
Do you cry?
Cry now.
Yeah, cry on.
Guys, I'm not an actor. I can't do this.
Do you cry?
I'm
I'm curious. You don't cry?
I'm not a big crier, so
Really?
I get close. Definitely get choked up. Definitely, have a lot of emotions and feelings. But there's no tears, but definitely choked up and get taken away by the moment a few times.
As everyone wants to know, the Hollywood spread. What did you eat? What did they feed you? This first episode, I see peanut butter labeled peanut butter and a bagel. And I'm like, there had to be a better spread. Did you get to order food? Did you get to go out in LA at all? Or did you?
So every morning when we got to the set, they gave us papers that were like, this is where we're ordering from. These are the options. Just circle what you want. And they literally like, you can circle everything if you want. Like, so there was no minimum. And then they also, before even flying out to LA, they asked us what our favorite snacks were, drinks were, food was. And we show up, everything was there.
Wow.
Like I said, Uncrustables or something that I love. Had a whole 200 pack of Uncrustables waiting for me in the fridge. I'm like, this is incredible. And so it was.
Now you know what it's like to live the good life.
Exactly. Yeah, they hooked it up. So
in fact, they actually made bread with peanut butter and jelly and cut the crust for him. That's how.
That's and then they actually fed it to me too while I was sitting
while
there.
you're in the tub.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I be honest with you? And don't. I haven't seen all the episodes, so don't take this to the bank yet. I heard a lot about you. I heard a lot of things about you.
Uh-oh.
You come off as just an ordinary, regular guy. That's how you come off to me. And I hope that is true. I hope that shows through every episode. I was really curious about the whole leaving the business card thing because I didn't know the whole story. I mean, even you admit that would have been a little douchey, but that was back then and all that stuff. And I hope you do find eventually what you're looking for.
Thank you.
And you're going through the process because it took, God knows me, 41 years to find someone and to try and do it in front of a camera without seeing them has to be so hard. I mean, we're all still, there's people still, not saying Staci, but Staci knows how dating is and how awful it is, especially here in the Twin Cities, and what you have to go through. And so I do sympathize with the fact that if you truly are trying to find someone, how hard that is in today's world to do it. But again, I probably either got caught up or maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. I don't know. We'll watch the episodes in the reunion of what has been said about you as opposed to maybe who you really are. Do you think you're going to find that a lot? People like me going, ugh, this guy, you know?
Definitely. And I've been prepared from that ever since I decided to go on the show, because there's going to be people that don't know me but want to make their opinions. And so I just kind of accepted that's going to be a fact of it. But again, I have such a great support system that those are the only people I really care to have, a good view of me.
Mhm.
And I told them, I'm like, let me know if I'm being, this way or that way, and they will. Like, that's the best part about being such good friends and having such close family, is they'll let me know too.
What's the biggest piece of work you've done from the time that you were going around and just having fun and dating just for fun and not looking for anything serious to now? What's the one piece of work that you've done on yourself to change that? Was it therapy? Was it, sitting down and going, okay, I can't do this forever?
Yeah. Honestly, it was, so I grew up in a Christian household, and my faith was always in my life, but not really that big of a priority. But that's kind of what I've really held on to for the last, 2 years. I really dove into, buying into my faith and kind of making it my own. And, you'll see in the episodes that gets talked about. And that's kind of what has really pushed me to be the person I am today. And then I also have gone to therapy too. So I've started going to therapy, and it was one of those things where I showed up and therapist was like, so what do you want to talk about? What are your issues? This and that. And I'm like, well, I never, there's nothing that comes to mind that I need to talk about. I just heard therapy is a good thing. And I figured I would go give it a shot and see kind of, how I can understand, my thoughts in my head better. And sure enough, 5 minutes later, she's like, okay, so you have this. And I'm like, all right. So we got stuff to work on.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where just being aware of how, I come off, or how I act, or how my mindset is something that, I never went to therapy because of it, because I didn't know it existed, and then gone to therapy. Now I know it exists. And then from there, I've just been able to kind of, adjust my mindset and, be the person I am today.
You said you've definitely made mistakes. Have those mistakes impacted how you are now? Have you apologized to people for those mistakes? How have you come to terms with, I don't want to say the term regrets, because, I don't know if you believe in regrets or not, but how have you come to terms with some of the things that you have done in the past and rectify them?
Yeah. It's something where if someone, has an issue with me from, maybe how I treated them in the past and everything, I'm more than open to talk about things. Like, it's something that I always appreciate someone that comes up to me, because I'd rather have them talk to me about things instead of say it behind my back. And I think it was Tom Holland that said it. It's like, if you have a problem with me, text me. If you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me.
No, I
So,
like that.
Yeah.
So that's something where if you have a problem with me, you can DM me, contact me, whatever you need to do to, let me know. And it's something where then I'll address it that way, because I'm definitely a different person today than I was in college and, 6 years ago. So if it's something where, like we've seen people have a problem with me of who I used to be, it's something where I'm a different person today. So.
Wow, you're so well adjusted and adult-like.
Let's
We
wait.
should hang
Let's
around
wait
him
to
more.
see the show. Okay, he says he doesn't
Well,
cry.
don't let
I'm sure there's a
Netflix edit make you change your opinion. That's
Well, how about this? I'll text you and I'll be like, "Is this true? Is this not true? Is this really happening? Is this not happening?" Before we wrap up, unless you guys have other questions.
Well, I see we have a text question.
Okay.
What was your favorite and worst thing about being in the actual pods?
The worst thing was telling like someone I was at a date with that I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh,
Because you're like sitting there for, hours, and you're like, hey,
Like-
this is a great conversation. I really need to pee. Like, can we like scrap this for 5 minutes and then running? And we're all mic'd up too. So they had,
God,
they had to take the
yeah.
microphone off. We go to the bathroom, put the microphone back on, come back. So it was like a whole ordeal. So that was always funny. And then also it's just, there were some jokes about some of the guys going number 2. And it's like, yeah, I went on a date and then I was gone for 30 minutes and I got back and she's like, number 1, huh? Or I guess I know what happened there.
And your favorite thing?
Favorite thing was the fact that it just felt very sincere. Like you couldn't see cameras, you couldn't you didn't feel like you're on a reality TV show.
You're
Yeah.
just in a room chatting.
You're just in a room chatting, like all the windows and everything are, covered. So you forget that there's cameras on you.
That's
And
cool.
so it made it really easy to be yourself.
Is there something you think you're going to regret saying? Like a story you
sure.
told about a family member?
I'm sure they're going to it's like my friends like, you're not super cringy on there or anything. I'm like, imagine you're on a date and someone's filming you. You can't like, it's cringy unless you're the people that are falling in love. Like it's
Yeah.
cute.
That would be a nightmare.
but-
This would be a nightmare for most of us.
Oh, I'm
we look
sure.
at him like, did you handle this correctly?
I'm like,
I would
no.
be kicked off of that show within
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Now that you say it's funny because I'm sure if people filmed the first date of Lauren and I,
Mhm.
people would watch that and go, wow, that's,
They're
I
I mean,
want to tell.
awkward.
Oh,
Yeah.
this guy
We all-
hates
we
us.
all-
This guy he says he doesn't, he gets cringy when we're like, love you,
Yeah.
or whatever, but he likes it.
oh
a
no,
little
I
bit.
love it. I love it for you. I also love having that to be able to make comments about. It's great. It's
Yeah,
great.
it's good fun for us.
You would have been previously when you would have made a great contestant on this
On
show.
this show?
Yeah, because
Oh,
you
yeah.
would have been open to
So
it.
many
Obviously,
feelings. Oh my God.
I'm
you'd
glad
cry
for you.
all
You
the
don't
time.
need to.
Oh, I would have
anymore.
cried. I would
Oh,
have
you
cried.
would.
He
Yeah.
would be
Oh,
just
yeah,
home
just
water rush all the
bawling.
time.
He'd be a
Ridiculous.
meme within
They
one
would have
episode.
eaten that up.
He's
Yeah.
such a girl.
What are your plans? What are your hopes for the future? Obviously,
And
you can't
your
talk about
dreams.
who you're with
Hopes and
and
dreams.
and who you're with. You can't talk about that yet, and hopefully we'll get you back in soon enough
Mhm.
to be able to do that. So you can't tell us if you're single or not now.
Nope. Yeah. Can't
You can't tell us if you're
anything.
married or not now. You can't
No.
say anything.
Check his hand.
Um,
I looked. There's no dent.
yeah, there's no
No
doubt.
Yeah.
ring dent.
But your hope for the future after this show comes out,
Mhm.
has it changed from when you were just Ben,
Mhm.
realtor to developer
Yeah.
in Minneapolis?
Honestly, it's something where I don't really have a mindset of like what I want to come out of this. It's like like I said before, my life before the show was freaking awesome. And the support system, the people I have in my life are awesome. And so that's kind of what I'm just holding to
Mhm.
is, opportunities might come and go because of this. But at the end of the day, my life, if it gets back to what it was before, it's gonna be pretty dang good.
I know we got to let you go at some point. I have so many questions of behind the scenes and all that stuff. Wardrobe. Did
Yeah.
you bring your own or did they supply wardrobe for you?
Oh, that's
Yep.
a good question.
Brought our own. So
Really? So everything you're wearing
Uh-huh.
is something that you've picked out yourself.
Yeah,
It's your style.
Goodwill and Marshalls, baby. That was
Oh.
I did a whole shopping spree right before.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah, but yeah, it's just funny because of how like the style already has changed
Oh yeah.
from when we filmed that I'm like, ooh.
When
the
did you guys
outfits-
film?
Literally this time last year.
Okay, so
That
it's been
was-
a year.
Yep. So
Okay.
I was literally in the pods during Valentine's Day last year.
Does the trailer show you in Honduras?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I know it shows people. I got to go back and watch it, but
In
Not
Honduras?
confirmed nor denied.
Oh, is that where
Okay.
the?
yeah, I mean, we can go back and do frame by frame if we really want to see it. But
Well, I think I heard the words Honduras there. So yeah, it
okay,
probably does.
maybe.
Oh, is that where the?
That's. Do they call that the honeymoon? What do they
Is that what-
call
The getaway.
the getaway?
Yeah.
Okay,
The
so it's
getaway.
so after you. So yeah, you basically get engaged without seeing each other, and then you do the reveal. You see each other, and then you go off a day or two later to the getaway. Right. And you live life on this just romantic getaway. And then you come live in the real world of Minneapolis and ride the
What?
metro. Did you guys ride the metro at all during filming or, oh, you can't, yeah, we can't. You got to come back.
Did
Did
they
they ride
Yeah.
the metro?
That
Yeah,
was-
let's risk these guys getting stabbed.
Yeah, let's put them on the light rail and we'll see. They'll
That's
have
what I
them
was-
running around.
I was
you
seeing if you had to
lived in
protect
Minneapolis,
someone
though.
or, if you had to,
Live
Yeah,
life.
seeing those LA producers and such in the cold Minneapolis.
was that
They
the
were like,
funniest
"Oh my
thing?
God, where are the
'Cause
I mean, I
everyone-
don't know. I can't confirm nor deny.
Well, everyone
but,
saw
they-
filming. Everyone
Yeah.
on Facebook, everyone would see filming.
Oh,
They're
Yeah,
there.
and,
They're here.
and they're all from LA, so it's like bring a
They-
bunch of LA people, bring them to Minnesota,
They
see how
stuck
they
out.
act.
Yeah, they stuck out.
Nick and Lachey, did you get much time with them or was it they were
Oh my
in?
gosh,
Vanessa?
they are one great.
Oh,
people.
Nick and Lachey. Nick and
Yeah,
Vanessa, yeah.
Nick and Vanessa. Great people, and man, are they professionals? Like super impressive how they're able to just flip a switch. Because like when we're in the lounge, they obviously come greet us and everything, and like we'll like be on camera filming, and they'll be like professionally asking questions and reacting and stuff, and then camera will be off, and they'll be themselves and just super personable, easy to talk to. Camera's back on. All right, we're back to professional questions, straight up, easy, concise. I'm like, to be able to flip a switch like that is super impressive.
You must be very disappointed in us then.
They are way.
This is.
They love Smarter Than Stacy, but other than that,
those two are way better than I've watched one season before, and it's actually the one I got super into it, and then I haven't had a season that just grabbed onto me. I'm not a big reality show guy, but I've watched that. I did find that they seem to be more involved and seem more legitimate than, was it Jesse on The Bachelor?
Oh yeah,
where he's never around, and then he just pops in for 5 seconds, just like, get out of here.
He pops in to ruin dates. Like
he does.
He pops in, he's like,
he's got the worst job because he has to pretty much tell girls to leave.
He's the Grim Reaper. Where the other Nick and Vanessa, they come in, they seem like they're part of everything.
Yeah, it was up to us to break up with the girls. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, Nick, can you come in here and save me?
Yeah, Jesse come in and grab him by the shirt collar and just toss him, DJ Jazzy Jeff style. But I do like those two a lot.
Yeah,
better.
no, and they're on Dancing with the Stars, I'm pretty sure, this coming season.
I think they are too. Yeah.
So,
are you looking to get into the entertainment business after this experience? Do more reality, do more of that, or obviously focus on developing your own career here, or maybe your own business here?
Yeah, so I mean, the focus is going to be developing my business here. But any opportunities that come and go, I'm going to obviously, look into it.
We're going to see him on that weird celebrity show where he's doing the marine stuff. What's the one where they jump out of the hell?
That's the stuff that I'm like, like my family's like, would you do it again? Like, I'm like, I don't know, like dating shows, but like I would do like a Survivor.
Yeah.
Dude, what about Dancing with the Stars? What if they put you on that?
Oh my gosh, I can't dance.
What if they teach you?
Well, then that would be the entertainment right there. Is me trying to learn how to dance. But yeah,
like,
I don't know if the show's that big to get me on there, but we'll see.
All right. Well, there you go, man. I wish we could talk about more. Maybe we can as more comes out, but keep us in mind because we definitely have to get you back in, especially after more episodes
I'm
air.
going to be so fit because I'm planning on binging it tonight and maybe over the weekend and like taping some stuff. And I'm going to be watching in fury. I was like, I want to ask.
So,
I'm gonna
write down your question.
They release 6 episodes now.
Yep.
So we have 6 we can watch today until next Friday, or is that?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's 6 episodes was dropped today. And then 7, 8, 9 is next Friday. And then 10, 11 is the Friday after. And then there's a week off and then the reunion episode.
Okay. All right. Lauren and I knew this was happening and we were just like, oh my God, Valentine's night. We're not going anywhere. We'll do it Saturday. We'll do it the day before.
And it happens to be really freaking cold outside. So no one has to go anywhere.
Yeah. And there's going to be snow here coming about an inch or so.
Yeah.
Coming here a little bit later. So we are just going to binge tonight. We're going to stay up late. We're going to eat all the snacks and have the perfect Valentine's Day of watching the
Yes, please.
We've been planning this. I remember when this first came out that it was being filmed here. And I remember we had even like a short sit down meeting of like, everybody just keep it in your heads. When this does come out, we're going to have to, it's Minneapolis. We got to
do something.
talk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think everybody's going to be
We've been
streaming the whole
stalking you
thing.
for a while.
Yeah.
Anything we missed that you want to say, you want to get out, you want to clarify before more episodes come out, or
No, honestly, I'm going to let the episodes come out and speak for themselves. And then when they do, we can reconvene.
All right. If you're not busy, we've got to do a mid cap. And then after the reunion, obviously get back in here and we'll see how it is. And then if you have any friends, we can film Stacy and them going out.
That'd be
Stacy, would you do a blind kind of thing? Not to say blind date, but get to know someone without seeing them?
I don't know.
And then
He's asking if you'd like to meet a man.
A man? A man?
Could you do that? Could you get to know someone?
Could you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's laughing at you and me. Thank you.
Well, no, I'm just asking. Could you do this?
I don't know.
I would like to think that I could have. 100%.
I would think so, but I don't know. It's just like I don't even want to leave my house some days.
Well, this might be great for you because you didn't leave the pods for 2 weeks.
You don't have to worry about how you look because you just.
It actually sounds
true.
Delightful. It sounds you kind of just put your entire life in other people's hands. You just circle food that you want.
Circle food, yes, circle food.
We all know Stacy, and I don't know if you grew up listening to Moon and Stacy or the show and all this stuff, but we all know Stacy. And the one thing she wouldn't be able to do is once you see each other, her facial expression
I can't hide
would
it.
show everything. Like she's either really happy and excited and more than she thought, or if it went the other way,
completely disgusted.
Yeah,
Well,
it would go either way.
I'm telling you, if you look at the apps and you see what's out there in my age group, they're not even trying. They're not even trying.
Like their profiles.
So
They're
many
not
of
even
them aren't
trying to
even
get
trying. And
with
like,
the words
really?
or the photos.
Yes, both. It's like a little basic hygiene goes a long way, fellas.
Yeah.
So it's disappointing.
It
but
is-
maybe they're
sorry.
starting to figure it out.
What were your apps of choice before this show?
I was a Hinge guy pretty much exclusively.
Yeah.
I don't know really why, just Tinder and Bumble and all that stuff. I was on that in the past, but never really. Hinge seemed the more, I guess this is weird saying this about a dating app, but like more sincere, or like you could just know a little bit more about the person than, the other ones.
Then especially Tinder.
I think I was on Tinder for 30 seconds before I got a picture of something I did not want to see. And I went, okay, goodbye.
To be a woman on those dating apps, I don't know how you guys.
It's a little terrifying.
Yeah, like guys, it's like, whatever. But
And that's why, like, even though I had a bad experience on Are We Dating the Same Guy page, I understand why that page exists.
Sure.
I
Definitely.
get it. You hear stories from coworkers and you hear about different, things that happen. And I'm glad there is a safer space where women can warn before they get into trouble.
But it also
100%.
infuriates me when I know there's stuff on there that is completely false.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That is so unfair.
Yeah.
It just put, I don't know.
But it's like anything. It's a lot of things are there for good reason. Like the show Love is Blind is there for good reason. Hey, we want to see people can fall in love. And then like anything, people will take it and spiral it out of control in their own way. And
For spite,
then you have
yeah.
to deal with people who are like, I don't know about Ben. I just don't like his face. and then they'll just bet. It's like anything. It's like there's people that watch there and root for you, and they're for the reasons of the show. Then there are people that, and it's the same thing on that site. It's the same thing on everything. You just got bad eggs with bad teeth, apparently.
Last question, real quick, because you're probably so sick of us by now.
No, this is a blast.
Favorite date spot in the Twin Cities
Okay.
to go on or to take someone with, and then what place are you just sick of going to?
That's a good one.
So I'm not really that fancy of a guy. So I like to go to a place that's cost effective, but feels fancier. So Red Rabbit's my go-to.
Okay.
And then I'm sick going to, I love this place. Like, don't get me wrong, but I've just gone there so much. It's the Free House.
Oh, sure.
I love going there for a beer. I still will go there. It was like my favorite restaurant for a long time, but then I went there too many times. And so now I'm like, okay, the food is really good, but I've had everything on the menu.
Yeah. Once you start having bad experiences at the same place or bad dates or whatever, you're like, this place, I can't go to this place anymore.
Yeah, I never had a bad experience at Free House.
That's
or a
not what
bad
we're
date.
saying about
It's
the
just-
Free House. Their croque madame is fantastic.
Yes.
Let's not.
Yes.
pretend
I've
like
just
we're-
been there too much.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I love the tacos.
Yes, the fish tacos. Yes.
So good.
I don't even know if I've ever been to the Free House.
Oh, that's shame on you. It's
Oh,
delicious.
it's really good.
You've never invited me. Thanks.
Well, we're gonna have to go there so we can get sick of
Say,
it.
what time is it?
There you go. Are you doing? What are your plans for the rest of the day or the weekend? I know you got some media stuff you're doing later on, but is there a watch party tonight? Is there family, friends? Is there?
Yeah. Really, just I'm gonna be watching the episodes later today.
How many texts do you have on your phone right now that are unread?
Let's see.
I just want to see who's been texting or who's been. Do you have a?
Yeah, I only have 6 right now,
Okay.
but
All right.
it's because I have a lot of group messages that are muted.
Okay.
So it's a little different. But yeah, so that's just gonna watch the episode today. Like I told my friends, I'm like, if you guys all want to watch with me, I'll be watching it. Just tell me where to be, but I'm not gonna correlate anything. So like last night when we all stayed up and watched the first episode, it was one of my best friends. He's like, so it comes out at 2 a.m. Perfect. Bar closes at 2 a.m. So let's just pop over to my place and we'll go. And we scrambled together close to probably 20, 25 people that like we saw at bars and everything. And we're
Just
friends
come
with,
over,
and
watch
they all
party?
just, came over.
Yeah.
So
Well, I know there's a lot of
blast.
watch parties around town. O'Shaughnessy's sold out.
Oh, that's right. I
Is
forgot
it
about
tonight?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Happening?
just over there.
Yeah, it's right behind us. It's one of our favorite places to go. Have you been to O'Shaughnessy?
Yeah.
It's so good, but
Super nice.
They
Right
have
by
a big
Celia,
watch
right?
party. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just literally said everything's sold out. And so there's different places, I guess, that are going to do
I
it.
think
But
Prize has one too.
do they?
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you on the show and good luck. And hopefully the ending is what you would ever want.
Yep.
And we can't wait to talk to you more. So book us down after the reunion for sure.
Yeah, we'll do. I
Right.
appreciate that.
Cool. There you go. Hey, we'll definitely have more. I think we're going to talk to a couple more cast members coming up. I think we're trying to get Yemi. I think we've Cassie, I think we're going to talk to at some point too. So we've just got a couple people, and I got to talk to Dave. I have to talk to Dave.
I think I'm
Tell
right. I
Dave
think
we
I
need
know
to
him.
talk to him.
I'll bring him in here with me next time.
Okay,
I'll
do
I'll
that.
grab him by the
Yeah,
by
and
the
be
collar.
like, and
I think I'm right about him. I
You
think I
do?
know his personality.
I want to see that face off.
Oh,
Honestly.
he just gives
It's,
me the.
Dave,
Hutch,
give
gives
me-
me-
Hutch,
he gives you
I-
the ick.
tread lightly because he's, like I said, he's authentically himself, and you might be in a
I
world of
like
hurt.
that.
Listen,
Start off with Dave. Good to have you in. First off, how dare you?
I mean, Dave can walk in and be like, "Wow, for your age, you look like crap." I'm gonna do that to
Well,
Dave.
the funniest part about that clip is he's over 30. So he's like,
oh, see, I didn't
yeah.
even know that. Well, I know, but okay, yeah, bring him in next time. I definitely have, and maybe you're right. Maybe by the end of the show, Dave will be one of my favorite. But
He might sell ya.
I'm highly okay.
you said you've watched one episode?
Yeah,
but he doesn't have the context. He doesn't know.
You still,
on, Hutch.
I just didn't like the way he treated Lauren. I didn't like the way he said that
Maybe it's
to
because
her.
her name is Lauren and so is your fiance's name. So it
there-
colored
yeah,
everything
so
for you.
there's-
He's also got this romantic motivation to fight for someone's honor. So if he sees,
Yeah, it's very irritating. He doesn't do that for me.
He so more than anything wants like someone to mistreat his fiance.
No,
so he
no,
can step in.
I don't want anyone to mistreat her. Trust me.
No, you don't. But boy, would you like the
There
opportunity to
literally
put
was
somebody in their place?
There was a PGA golfer in town one time, and I said, "I'll buy your dinner if you let me fight you for my honor of my girlfriend." He didn't even have to be he didn't have to be mean to her.
Can
He
you-
didn't
can
have
you-
to
can
do
you
it.
say
He
the
just had to
name?
play the
Can I
part.
know which PJ?
No, I don't
Oh,
think he did his
much.
name.
Yeah,
I forget his name.
he was in town. He
He-
didn't make second round. But, it's just
Didn't make the cut.
it
dude.
didn't
We
make the
don't talk
cut.
to him,
No,
yeah.
he didn't make the cut at all. But no, I don't want to mistreat her. I just want them to say, "I will fight you for her honor," and then punch.
And then
We don't know who's punching,
You want to fight?
but I can't hit that pretty face.
I fight dirty, so you don't want
Okay.
to fight me.
We'll get Dave in here. We'll,
Oh,
we'll rearrange his
yeah,
face,
well,
right?
Can I offer you a Valentine cookie?
There.
oh my
yes.
gosh, that's a thing.
Yeah,
Oh
she
my
made
gosh.
those, by the way. Handmade those.
They have snarky things on them.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. What do they say
Oh,
on
there's
them?
more under here.
Okay, because the shit show.
That is a perfect
There's
one.
also meh. Oops. Meh. There's
I'm gonna do the shit show.
Cupid is stupid.
This very fits my life.
This is
Okay,
what
perfect.
everyone is aware of. This
What
is
is
the
your
cookie
say?
portion of the
Shit show.
podcast.
Yes, the
Shit
cookie
show.
portion.
There you
Yeah,
go.
my
All
life
right.
today.
Stacy handmade those. You handmade those, right? You decorate them or
Yeah,
no?
I did.
Okay.
Last night.
I'm not gonna be
stayed up
No,
saying
late.
things in about
Cub didn't put the F word on the,
Yeah,
on the
I
cookies.
was gonna
believe it or
say.
not.
All right. Well, we can't wait to see. And if people want to follow you and do that, do you have a business card? I'm joking. If people do want to follow you and get more info, do you answer your own DMs and you
Mhm.
talk to people and fans if they want to talk to you?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Instagram, is that
It's
your
as long as-
main motive?
Yeah, Instagram is probably the best way.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll respond as long as it's
Right.
respective.
Same
and
with
not
us,
spoilers.
Same with us. And don't bother him with what happened. He's
He
not going to
can't
tell
tell
you.
ya.
He's not going to
I'll,
do that.
I'll just leave that on red.
Yeah. Well, good. Nice. Well, good luck to you. We can't wait to see what happens. And we'll see you here with Dave next time.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. There you go. Ben Mezzenga of Love is Blind Minneapolis on Netflix. All right. We'll see you guys next time as we do this thing again. Bye.